about this, but I was like, I'm really worried that I'll become the Hong Kong sad correspondent. Like, I'm worried that, and I do see that sometimes, like, editors will come to me and was like, hey, do you want to write about, like, like how you're coping with the recent developments in Hong Kong. And I don't know what to say because I'm like, yes, I've been extremely stressed out. I've been, also really depressed about this, but I also want to show, I want to draw on it as a strength, but not get pigeonholed. And I also want to show that I am able to write about other things, but I don't want to actively reject or be like, hey, people expect that of me, so I'm not going to do that, because it is a very important thing to me, to be able to express or vocalize how it feels to be here, to people who aren't here. But I'm also really worried.
Home is the root of somebody. And you have to trace the history. And the trace of oneself is important. And it's like the bonding with other Hong Kong people are stronger than the past. To be honest, I'm not so focused on what's happening. Until 2014, and I start to think about the relationship between Hong Kong and I. At that time, I went to the street. Attended many discussions about Hong Kong. I feel more closer to Hong Kong because I feel the urge of other Hong Kong people. And it's like the bonding with other Hong Kong people are stronger. It's direct, where I feel comfortable and where I can be with those people I love and close to me. Maybe I will feel comfortable if I live in Taiwan. But my family and my friends are in Hong Kong, so I think it's different. Yeah, we can live in other places, other countries, but home is the root of somebody. and you have to trace the history and yeah, the trace of oneself is important.
So that's the thing, because I went to a school that wasn't traditionally local school in Hong Kong for the first 6 years. So the way that I type Chinese, I still type it in Mandarin Pinyin. Even when I type Cantonese, which is very bizarre because Cantonese does not actually have a correlation. Like it does not have a word that corresponds. You have to really figure out what the words are. And yeah, so that's that. And in Cantonese, I think I speak it higher. Not 100% sure why.
There is a hole on the street. I fall into it. I was lost. I was devastated. It's not my fault. I tried so hard to climb out of the hole. I walk on the same street. Oh, and there is a deep hole. I pretend not to see it. And still I fall into it. I can't believe I'll fall into the same place. But this is not my fault. And I still spend a lot of effort to climb out of it. I walk on the same street. There is a hole on the street. I saw it is there, but I still fall into it. This is a habit. I have my eyes open. I know where I am. This is my fault. I climb out of it right away. I walk on the same street. I saw a hole on the street. I detour. I walk on another street.
the most important part of it is to show not how different we are from the rest of the world, like how like people always want weird Hong Kong stories. Like they always want to be like, oh, look at this like temple or whatever, isn't that bizarre? Or oh, look at how, you know, like these young people are doing things that like our young people are not doing. Like there's always like this sort of exoticized lens to it, and I want to think about it in terms of, I think the most important thing is to show how we're human, and how we're similar in a way to also like everyone else who are fighting for whatever causes they have in their own community. And I think that perspective is lacking right now. People don't really have a sense of what goes on here.
情意繞心中有幾千重，仇恨又卻是誰所種？情仇兩不分，愛中偏有恨，恩怨同重。忘情戲愛，世上有真英雄。常人只許讓愛恨纏心中，情仇兩不分，愛中偏有恨，相思同共，萬里光，情如天。
I love being in the water, and because of the protest last year, every weekend that I had basically was focused on, you know, being out on the streets or taking part in a different way. And so I didn't, you know, Hong Kong is like kind of famous for, you know, the expat junk trip experience or whatever, right? But I do love being near the water. I love being at a beach, and I didn't do that at all. You know, there was no way for you to enjoy it even, you know.
So the first line say 不輸給雨，不輸給風, not losing to rain and not losing to wind, and not losing to the snow and to the hotness of summer. But 不輸給風。也不輸給雪和夏天的酷熱。擁有強健的身體，沒有慾望，絕不發怒。 總是靜靜微笑着。一天吃4杯糙米。味噌和少許蔬菜。所有事情都不考慮自己。好好看仔細。聽並且去了解。然後不忘記。住在原野的松樹林蔭下的小茅草屋。若西邊有疲累的母親，就去替她扛稻束。若東邊有生病的小孩，就去照顧他。若南邊有瀕死之人，就去告訴他不必害怕。若北邊有人吵架或訴訟，就告訴他們沒意義。算了吧。乾旱時節流淚，冷夏時慌亂地奔走，被大家稱作木偶。不被稱讚，也不讓人感到苦惱。我就是想成為那樣的人。 someone who's going to die on the south side, go to tell him that not to be afraid. If there's someone arguing on the north side, go to tell them that it's meaningless. Let it go. When there is drought, shed your tears. When there is cold summer, run wildly. Being called as a puppet and not being praised, it doesn't make you feel sad or confused. I just want to be a person like that.
And if you describe this sound, how would you know? For somebody who was never on a boat, can you?
You mean the sound of the water now?
Yes, or you know that we are moving up and down. So how would you describe it for somebody?
The movement.
Yes.
It feels like you just let the water take control. You don't know which way it's moving. The next side it could be up and down or left or right. Sometimes it's deeper, sometimes it's less. It comes with the sound of the water, but sometimes it doesn't really synchronize. You thought like the water sound is coming from the left, but you can moving the other direction. So the most enjoyable way is really just to relax and feel the movement.
Hong Kong is always rebuilding itself. Tearing down old stuff are the usual and common practices in Hong Kong. Tear down our memory as well. Hong Kong is a city of immigrants. Their ancestors came to Hong Kong just 50 years ago. When they come here, they don't treat it really as their city. They don't mind tearing down all stuff. I guess for my generation and so on, we try to build an identity. We have an identity of Hong Konger. Keeping our memories intact is one of the very important duty for us. In the past, we are always in the middle, struggling between having the Hong Kong identity. We never really firmly create an identity for ourselves. Life is already very quick here. The smartphone makes the life even quicker. Unless we have successfully to form a community for our own, and we really regard that as our city, our community, we are us. In a sense, we are more than us. Because we are trying to build something new. We are always creating. The creativity, the innovation, and to rebuild ourselves. So who we are, what we are. We are always us, but we are always more than us in the present. The younger generation shows us how to be a good man. Philosophy offers you no answer. Usually you got more questions than answers. For me, philosophy is just like a travel. You go on a trip and you see a lot of different things. Maybe you do not get to your destination. But during the trip, you see a lot of beauty. And that's the beauty of philosophy. Even if you don't get the answer, but to try to explore how it is, what it means to you. Have to look for new opportunities. Don't be carried away by our ordinary life. And although I hate the new normality, there's a lot of problem there. Offer us a distance. If you find yourself with reasons that is good enough, you're powerful. I found reasons in the movement. In Cantonese 理直氣壯. When you get the right reason, then you get the right tea, the right the right power, the right energy. And that exactly tells me how philosophy gives me comfort and encouragement. And that's the power of philosophy in such a time.
I have problem vocalizing pain. I have a problem being confrontational with people or being able to say to someone, hey, this really hurt me, or yeah, and writing is a way that I've learned to do that through, but another way that I've learned, ever since I've been able to get tattoos, which is when I was 18. You can't get tattoos here before you're 18, unless you go on the black market. But I think like since that point, it's always been an act of suffering and beauty. I think like there's something very ritualistic about going to get a tattoo and feeling that, slight prick of pain on your skin. And each of them for me sort of commemorates a different point of life. There's
This is an unforgettable experience for me. I went out to the Central on 12th of June. Yeah, and I never experienced such a horror. I was in a very, very big crowd. The police is coming to push us. But we cannot get inside, so everybody is pushing, like a very big tsunami. I can feel everybody is so fucking scared. And their body is like their heavy weight is pushing in my body. And to say it is a very big pressure at that time, at that moment. And everybody is screaming. Very terrified. I was in that kind of struggling in my mind. Yeah, even now, you don't know what to do to do for the places you love. And you can truly feel you may die at that moment. It is real. And I cannot go out again for a few months.
So I feel like the problems are left unsolved. Part of me very much still felt like that year has not ended. If people's voice are left unheard and their demands are left unsolved, then all these issues can stay there. And time won't change that. If the regime or the authority wants people to just forget something because of time is passing, that won't help. That and time won't easily heal people's injuries and wounds. I guess we all need some time to get over this. But it would take a really long time. I guess people accept the fact that it took 5 years for the umbrella movement to evolve into what happened last year and make people took to the streets. But since last year until now, I still felt like the year 2019 has not passed. Things are still going on, and problems are unsolved. People who live here, no matter whether they're at the front line or they're just staying at home watching TV, reading the news, they all have suffered something and they need time to find a way out. And there is a line in Cantonese that we all said quite often nowadays is that 每個人都需要療傷，需要時間去療傷 which means that everybody needs time to heal their wounds. Everybody will need to take a really long time to find a way out. In terms of the definition of time, it means movement. Every second pass, time is not the same. And that's the definition of time.